Alright, let's see what we can do today. We shall be continuing the continuing of this one, and I hope that you will enjoy watching it. Just adjusting some details on this fella down here, as he's supposed to be a ghoul from the Fallout universe. They're called ghouls. I can't. Yes, they're called ghouls. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna build him out, update him. Make him look a little bit more like he belongs in the entire painting. Hold a sec. Anyhow, as I was saying, we're basically building this dude to feel like he works inside of the painting a little bit today. Lessen the just noodling up until the noodling is done. Which might take the entire stream. It might even take a little bit longer than that one, but we have time. Yes, he has one of those ones. Okay, let's see. Oops. How to drink. Let's add some more drink. I wonder if that one actually showcased on the... Ew. It's not there. Allow me to just check my Discord and see if it actually got posted that we're online. And maybe also even check that we are online. Because it would be kind of silly if I'm currently streaming without streaming. No, we're online. We're live. Good. And then we're gonna check the Discord. Discord has not prodded yet. Mwahaha. Now I copy pasted stuff just to make sure that it would be available. Anyways, back to painting. Just adding a little bit of like a blood type color, just to give him a little bit more depth and ghoulishness, or whatever you call it. Saying hello and goodbye because you're watching another stream. Oh no. What stream is that one? It's okay. Do your thing. I'm thankful for you dropping in. Thank you. And enjoy. A horror stream. Oh my goodness. Watch the horror. Talk to you next time. Bye. Wahaha. We're just building and building and building up until we don't have anything to build anymore. It will just look like a zombie eventually, but they're still, ghouls are kind of look like that, so. That one actually needs to be just like that. Sup? How's it going? It's going okay. Just painting a ghoul from Fallout. How you doing? I need, I believe, what do you think about your last bark that you posted? I thought it was good. I didn't really have anything to add on to what was already said because it was really good. That is kind of what they're meant for, no? To make sure that you kind of hit the right and make it look like it looks in the reference that you use, and you got that one. You managed to make it look really, really like the reference. Oh, yeah, that's the wrong. Which one was it? What I was looking for? I was looking for. Your art teacher keep telling you that you have a lot of talent. So here's the thing. I said this one before, and this is what I stand for. I personally do not believe in talent. That said, if you want to name anything talent, I think that the thing that you should name talent is the willingness that you have to practice to get better. You have shown so far that you are willing to practice so much that I would take your art teacher's word for it. That is my opinion. You are really good. You're good. You're doing good. See, here's the thing. Being able to copy what you see is key when you learn how to illustrate and paint, right? So if you can copy what you see, if you see stuff and you go like, okay, I'm gonna paint that one or I'm gonna draw that one, and what comes out looks exactly like what you have seen, such as for instance your Barg referenced pieces, then that one is a good indication that you know that you have what it takes to become better. Because the step after that one is to be able to paint things that you don't see. Like, for instance, like I'm using references to paint this one. I'm not saying that I'm good at this one, just, you know. But I'm painting this dude based upon a reference that I have that doesn't look like this. But I'm using the reference to be able to make it look correct, right? Or maybe, oh, wait, hold a sec. I need to do this one first, hold a sec. Maybe you want to paint the Space Marine shoulder pad, and you don't have a shoulder pad as a reference, but you have something that looks similar in shape and in color to what you want to paint. Being able to use that reference to be able to paint that one is the next step in that line. Yeah, you got this one. You're good at it. So 100% take that one as a compliment, and definitely believe in what your art teacher is telling you, and keep going. That's basically it. Keep going. Yes, you do. What I have seen so far is really good progression. There we go. Damn it. Wow. I'm good. I'm still getting better. But thank you. And absolutely believe in yourself, because you're getting there. You're really getting there. In 2 or 4 more years, what do you think I'll be able to do if I keep this production and don't stop? So that's a really difficult question to answer, and I'll tell you why that one is difficult to answer, because it completely depends on what it is that you want to do with your art. You want to draw good portraits and whatever, absolutely. But do you want to draw portraits like the dude I'm drawing on the screen now? You know, like I'm drawing zombies and shit. Like, do you want to draw that one, or do you want to draw portraits like how people want to be getting their portraits done, or do you want to draw concept art, or do you want to draw illustration or fine art? You know, so the progress, I like, as a generic thing, I can say that you're gonna be good, that you're gonna be really good, because you're only gonna get better and better the more you practice, right? If you keep on this progression, you will be really good. But as to what it is you're gonna be doing, that one I can't tell you. So I won't be able to tell what you will be able to do, because it depends a little bit on what it is that you will focus on. Imagine the perpetuable face and draw it. That one you will be definitely good at. So the next step of things that you need to do from where you are now will be to get your imaginative drawing up to spec. And that sounds really vague, maybe, or hopefully not. But basically what I mean is your ability to draw a fictive face, something that doesn't exist, a face that doesn't exist, from what you have, the knowledge of what you have in front of you. So, as an example, take a photo of your own face, and using that photo, draw someone else's face, someone that you have never seen, but use the way that light and shadow hits your face, use the way that the color hits your face, use the way that that you see how soft and sharp accents happen on your face, but alter the you know the shape and the form of the face. And when you will be able to do that one with your own face, then you can do that one with anyone's face. And if you think that it's difficult to do it with your own face, take someone else's face. I find that I find that the most difficult part for me currently is to draw faces or people that don't look like me, like that aren't Caucasian, or that aren't men, or that I find that one more challenging than the other ones. But that's me. I think that one also comes down to the fact that I see myself in the mirror all the time, and because of that one, I'm kind of used to seeing my face, and that one affects how I perceive things. Can I post the exercise in Discord? I can, if I remember it, I will do it. Post in the Discord and ask me to remember it, and I will see what I can do right after the stream. After 2 years of drawing shit, finally I'll start to draw good drawings. 2 years training and I never stopped, and here I am. Yes, that is how it works. The more you practice, the better you get, the more you can paint things that you want to paint. And hopefully you can keep on painting things that you want to paint and not just things that other people want you to paint. Because that one can be really limiting. Just a fair warning. If you paint what other people want you to paint, then like, you know, I you'll remind me. Yes, good. The way that I painted in the past, what I painted was mainly for other people, and it still is to an extent, but less so now than it was before. What happens is, when you paint for other people, is that sometimes that can feel like you're forced to do stuff that you don't want to, regardless of whether you actually wanted to in the beginning or not. But it can start to feel like you're just painting stuff that you don't want to paint. Yes, indeed. That is pretty much what I said, yes? Just grind. And if I remember correctly, because I mentioned this one previous stream as well, but if I remember correctly, I did tell you about Björn Hurri, right? My friend who did exactly what you did now. Who just drew, and then because of that one, just got better. And that is how it works. That is exactly how it works when you're you know, being a good artist. Good artists are the one. Usually, what they say is like, you know, yeah, I started drawing when I was a kid, and I just drew every time, all the time, everywhere. I mean, most people do that one. The difference between a good artist usually and someone who isn't an artist at all is that the person who isn't an artist is someone who stopped drawing at some point. There's nothing wrong with that one if drawing isn't your thing. You know, there's nothing wrong with that one. But if you want to draw, you need to practice. So yes, indeed. Okay, so this is 200 times as big. This is 150. This is normal size. And this is how big it should be in print. So twice that size when I do the hand. But yeah, indeed, it's that's basically how it works. You did your thing, and because of that one, you're seeing all of the bonuses and all of the things that you got from it. You're reaping in the fruits of your labor. If you want to use terms that most people use. my Discord for like a year. What do you think about me? I'm being your student for a while, and I want to know what your personal point of view about me and my art. I think that you're throwing curveballs to me. First of all, you're not really my student, because to be my student, we would really have to have like a situation where, you know, where I'm teaching you things, not, you know, not just giving my opinion about stuff. I mean, I'm telling things in the stream and stuff that's more general. It's not the same. But that said, I think that you're having a good progress. This is gonna be just a repeat of what I just said. You know that one, right? I think you have good progress. I think that if you continue with what you're doing right now, I think that you can go quite far with this one. I think that as long as you realize that being an artist means that you are training up until the day that you stop painting, because that's one of the most difficult things for most people. They don't realize, most artists, they don't realize that, you know, you actually keep on training all the time, not just now up until you're good. You keep on training up until you know, up until you die. No, but up until, you know, it's well, it's like, we're gonna do this one first. Up until you stop painting, you practice, because otherwise you stagnate, and when you stagnate, you actually regress and you get less good. Until death calls you, yes. So there was a really good artist a couple of years ago, and the average time I spend in a drawing too long. That's gonna be my standard reply, because I don't know how much time I spend on a drawing. Really, it depends from time to time. But I wanted to say that there was a really good artist a while back, and he really was one of the better ones I've seen for a long time. And he landed a job at one of the bigger companies. I don't know if it was Blizzard or if it was Riot Games, or if it was something like that, like a really big game company. And he stopped practicing. I'm not gonna tell his name, because number one, I don't remember his name, but number two, it's not important. What I'm telling is important. He managed to get this job, and the sensation was, I have made it. And because he had made it, he stopped to practice. The problem with that one is that when you stop practicing, your work becomes extremely repetitive, and it's really visible in your work. So what happened was, when the company, whichever company it was, I can't remember which one it was right now, when they ended up having to lay people off, and he lost his job, he sent out portfolio to people, and they didn't hire him because he didn't have a good enough portfolio, and he was really upset about this. He posted everywhere about it, because in his mind, because he had worked for this big company, like I said, I can't remember which one it was, because he had worked for them, you know, he was under the assumption that he was going to get work everywhere. but because he had stagnated and people always want to see your portfolio and your latest work, the only thing that he could show was work that he had done for the big company, and some of that was not at the standard of what they wanted for the particular positions he was applying for. So yes, indeed, victory defeated him. Don't stop practicing. Don't stop. You know Karl Kopinski? He recently had, I think he had a stroke, and which is, you know, sad. And he's up back and doing stuff again, which is excellent. He's a really good artist. One of the things that he has been doing the last couple of years is he has continuously been sharing posts online where he's drawing, sketching and drawing. And most of the things that he shared were actually practices, things that he did for practice. Because even an artist like Karl Kopinski still practices, right? He's one of the best 40K illustrators. Indeed, I agree. But he still practices, and that kind of is my point. You don't stop practicing. Continue all the time. And if you continue all the time, then you will never be, you know, beaten by your victory. That's what I have to say. Okay. That's 100. This is how it needs to look. You watch a video of Steven Zapata where he said that that what we see in his channel, it's like 5% of what he really draw. 95% of what he draws is sketches and training. Yes. There is a pattern to this one. If you follow that pattern, you will soon see what I'm talking about. All of the ones that are really, really good at what they're doing, they all say practice, practice, practice. And they all say, you know, this is what I do. I don't spend my days drawing just all of the cool stuff. I spend my days drawing practice stuff. And then small part of it is, you know, my actual, the cool stuff that I get paid for. And it comes in many different shapes and forms, because for some people that practice is all the things that you do in terms of sketching for the pieces that you're making, and in some people's cases it is actually spending time practicing, proper practicing, like doing the barks and the stuff that you are doing right now. Right, so it's, you know, don't ever stop with that one, just continue. And if you continue, you will find that your life will be a whole lot easier as an illustrator. I need to save quickly, otherwise I'll lose all my work. That's not nice. You're late. You had to make a cake, an emergency cake run. Emergency cake runs are life. I understand. Emergency cake runs I understand. Alright, you went on an adventure. But where did your adventure take you? And more importantly, was there eventually cake? Baskin Robbins, that does sound slightly familiar. There will be cake tomorrow at 5 p.m. That is... I mean, in my book, that isn't acceptable. Granted, my book is maybe a little bit less demanding than other people's book. You get an A for effort. I'll take it. I'll take all the A's. All the A's. How are you doing, my friend? How's the weekend been? Just hanging out? Nice. Okay, now I need to figure out this one. So that's where one is, that's where another one is, that's where the third one is, and this is where the fourth one is. Started watching the new Devil May Cry show. My lovely wife did the same. Together with our eldest, rather. Okay. I have miscalculated where the hand is, which is not good. Well, that's good. We did go out for some nuts. I got nuts, and it was great. And sausage, yes, we did. Sausage with nuts. Because this is Europe, and in Europe we have sausages. It's a good way. It's a good life. Ugh. That is so bad. It's so fucking bad. I almost saw it. I don't know what that one was. It sounded almost like it was raining, but it's not raining. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can measure a little bit. So, if this one is here, this one should be here, this one should be here. That does very much sound like it's raining. My lovely wife started playing the latest Prince of Persia game. It seems really fun. Like, I played a little bit, you know, we sometimes you get stuck. Yeah, Sands of Time we gave up on, so, but sometimes you get stuck, you know, when you play these kind of games, and then you need someone to step in and just help with something small, and then usually it's like, you know, oh, it was easy, and it's annoying, but then, you know, you kind of get used to it because of that one. But I was helping a little bit with it, and it was really fun, you know. Also well made, and also you can set it to Persian as a language because it's, you know, Prince of Persia, so not Prince of Essex or something. And you need, obviously, you know, if unless you speak Farsi, you need to have the subtitles on. But it's good. It's really good. Yeah, I like that one as well. It does feel a lot more immersive. Farsi is also, it's a very particular language, and it has a lot of particular sounds, vowel sounds, that aren't that common in Western languages. Um, it's they have some very particular a sounds that some of which happen in Swedish, but not in the same way, and it really does bring that immersive feeling, because I'm used to hearing those amongst immigrants and stuff in this region, to an extent. It's not super many people that actually are from the area where you speak Farsi, but in Belgium, but enough so that you have actually heard it, so that I have actually heard it spoken. But it does change the immersion a lot. So after this, I'm actually gonna go downstairs and see if she's continuing with that one, because it makes the story more interesting to follow as well. Also, like I live in a country where, and I grew up in a country, another country where the language was relatively prevalent. So Farsi, I mean, Arabic. So you've experienced a little bit of learning of the language. So you know a couple of words, like the way that you say good day or hello is the way I got taught it is salam, which is it's an abbreviation or a shortened form of salam alaikum, which means God be with you or something like that, or essentially it comes down to I greet you, but it's a way of speaking that I got taught that this is the way that it is. But when you hear it in this game, they use it like there are you bend the word, you conjugate the words, and the conjugation is something that I never got taught. So because of that one, it's recognizable. I recognize things, but it's still different enough for me to like stop and go like, wait, what? It's a nice addition to the game. I had the same in Ghost of Tsushima, because we played Ghost of Tsushima with Japanese, and it really gives that immersion. You feel like you're in the actual place, the geographical place that the game is supposed to be in, rather than just playing some Americanized or Englified movie version of the area. Okay, this starts to feel a little bit more like it's correct. A little bit. That's still too far up. I was stuck on Stalker the other day because a puzzle requires you to read a sign that was written in Cyrillic, and I can't do that. Yeah. Stalker is one of those games that I haven't really played. I know of it, but Since Mod is learning Russian in between for funsies. Hello, Red. Dude, you're arriving about 5 minutes before I'm about to stop. How are you this late? It's okay. You're my brother-in-law, I forgive you. Ukrainian vacation simulator. Oh. Speaking of languages, I will say this. I know that this is difficult when you come from a generally English-speaking country, but I always suggest that people learn extra languages. And I had an experience the other day that really put emphasis of that one, where I thought it was so funny. You have the Russian ambassadors rather across the world are very good at what they're doing, and so are the Israeli ambassadors and whatnot. They have a really good way of talking and kind of pushing their own agenda and stuff like that. And one of the things I saw was from French TV, so it was in French, where the Russian ambassador to France was talking about how the entire situation in Ukraine should be solved quickly, and it should be solved by Russia because Zelensky, the leader of Ukraine, the current president of Ukraine, doesn't have the mandate to run, because if life would be as it should be, and political life would be as it should be, then they should have had elections a couple of years ago. And his statement was, Zelensky doesn't have the power, doesn't have the right to stay in power. He doesn't have the mandate for it. Upon which the French journalist who was there said, Putin doesn't have the mandate to stay president forever neither, but yet here we are. And that was enormously funny to watch and hear in French and understand it. But it was funny. I enjoyed it. This is how it should look if it's in full. We need to adjust this one a little bit. Hey, White Dragon. Oh no, is that my sister-in-law? Or is it someone else? I thought you were already following me. She didn't have her Twitch account? Oh yeah, no, true that. She was watching on YouTube. Well, welcome, Skånsus, to use all of the correct terms in the correct language. Oh yeah, have you guys been out driving motorcycle today? Yes. Jealous. Very jealous. Oops. Right, I am about to finish up here for today. Shortly. So if that one is the case, then we need to do a time lapse now. Hello. No, no worries about it. Is there a reason why there's light? Ah, yeah. This is the way that it looks. Look at that motherfucker. And you're welcome. But now I'm gonna quit, and I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow you can come back and you can watch. I have already done about an hour. So, tomorrow for more antics, yes. Quick notification. Sundays and Mondays are always gonna be this time. Currently it's 9 o'clock in the evening, not in the afternoon, in the evening. And I start 1 hour earlier than what it is now. So 8 o'clock. So 1 hour earlier than now is when I start on Mondays and Sundays. For the foreseeable future, we are gonna keep the same time for Fridays because it's funsies. If I manage to land a job, then that one will change because jobs. I'm also applying for jobs in places that have like weekend work and stuff like that, so we'll see what gives if that one happens, but that's for laters. And now we shall do a time lapse. I am very grateful for everyone who's joining us. Thank you for being here, and I shall see you guys next time, which is tomorrow. Here's time lapse. Right, bye bye.